I am a longtime Republican, have been, and small business owner. And when I look at when Harris goes out and speaks, the numerous times she's already done it, why has no one in her campaign like given her answers to these basic questions or determine what the strategy is? Because wouldn't you think after the first time you would have an answer and a policy? They would come up with something to have to give to voters. And the reason I'm asking that is because I have a few liberal friends and we don't talk about politics, but I've asked them and they are not voting for they're not voting for Kamala, they're voting against Trump. So they're going to put their vote in for Harris, but they don't really like her. They don't know what she stands for, but they just are never Trumpers and don't like her. So as a just a citizen, I just like to know, like
Yeah.
common sense wise, wouldn't you give her something to give the
Yeah.
American public?
Great question, Jennifer. Dan, explain that one.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the great stories that I imagine Mr. Halpern will tell after the election that Democrats have scratched their head about is, to your point, it's not just, in your gut like you want to hear, but all the research has told us, and the campaign has access to even better research that I know is telling them that the holdup voters have had since, let's say, Labor Day is kind of who is Kamala Harris and where do you stand on the biggest issues? And for whatever reason, they went with, for those who remember 1996, Bill Clinton's famous like school uniforms, small ball, kind of like you're coasting to victory in 96, like don't rock the boat. They stuck with these really three small kind of, child tax credit, small business, and a buying a home credit, and never got into any of the macro issues. And because David Plouffe and that campaign is so smart, so data-driven and analytical, I have to think there was a holdup with the candidate. And I don't know whether it was, if I take a position, I'm going to piss somebody off, and her MO is just, I don't want to deal with headaches. Like I need everybody. So the duct tape is going to be have everybody a little disgruntled and it's just enough to get over the finish line, or whether, there was something else holding her back. But it is a mystery, even amongst the most sophisticated Democrats. And it's not just on the economy, go across the board, look at Israel and Palestine and the West Bank. She has just stayed super, super cautious and said very little.
Jennifer, I believe the answer is she does not like to make difficult decisions under pressure. And I believe that's the explanation for almost the whole thing. Nicholas, before you tell us what's on your mind, what's your answer to Jennifer? Sorry, Jennifer, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I just wanted to say if she can't make a decision.
Yeah, it's the job description for president.
Exactly. So, and I'm just like, is it that they think that we're stupid, like the constituency is stupid, or we just don't have common sense, or we just don't. I just think it's not. And I'm trying to figure it out because
it's not that they'd like her to give better answers. She just doesn't like to make difficult decisions under pressure.
And Jennifer, she wants this not to be about her. She wants this about him.
Yeah.
And that is the disconnect that Democrats have thought.
Ironically, she's made it more about her by not answering. Nicholas, what's your answer to Jennifer's question? And then tell us what's on your mind, please.
About Vice President policies?
Yeah, why are her answers not that good?
I think it's a mix of things, to be honest with you. But actually coming on, I wanted to come on to speak about some of her policies, right? Because I come on this platform, I see a lot of people who support President Trump, and that's good. Like I said before, my best friend's a Trump supporter. I get that. But I'm not a Harris voter. I'm a Harris supporter, right? I truly do support the vice president, and I could go about her policies in terms of climate change, making sure we lower our carbon emissions, healthcare. She wants to expand the Affordable Care Act. President Trump and Speaker Johnson said he want to roll back the Affordable Care Act. I'm 24. I would not be able to be on my parents' health insurance if it wasn't for the Affordable Care. The economy. No one making under $400,000 will get a tax increase under Vice President Harris. President Trump, when he was in office, passed the biggest tax increase for billionaires and millionaires. All that his Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, almost all the benefits went to 1/10 of the richest people in America. So for the policies, Vice President Harris has policies that speak to me, especially when I want to buy a home. She's going to give me $25,000 credit to help me buy a home. She's going to make sure that I have more money in my pocket. So for the policies, I support her because of her policies, right? I do believe she's a more competent leader in totality, but she has some policies that I agree with.